you never felt before. This that heavy coochie music. This that big areola music. That dark nigga will make you do it. This that big areola music. 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 Big areola.
1 second, let me do something. Okay, so welcome if you're new here. Welcome to my channel, AquaStarGoddess. You know, I still fuck with the name. Being Aquarius, you know, sometimes I'm just like, I want to change this, I want to change that. So lately I've been trying to decide if I was going to change my name. Who knows, maybe I'll create another channel and, you know, spin off from it, a little spin off channel. Sometimes people are going to show you what you've been seeing the whole time, but you kept overlooking. I've always talked to you guys about this. There are some things that you can, that aren't really like, they're not really, it's not a standard, it's not a boundary, it's not, it's just something you just, that annoys you, right? It's not going to hurt you, and it's not going to hurt you within the relationship or in a connection with somebody. But there are certain non-negotiables that you decide for yourself. This is a non-negotiable. I'm not dealing with this. That nothing about this thing will I ever deal with. And one of my non-negotiables has always been, and you know what? I'm gonna be clear with you. It wasn't even my non-negotiable for that person. One of my personal non-negotiables is I do not eat pork or swine. I have not since I was 14 years old eaten pork by choice. Every time I've eaten pork has been some spiteful person putting pork in my food, or maybe the tools or materials they use at restaurants where pork has been put into my food. It's always some outside individual though. I haven't eaten pork since I was 14 years old. That was my personal choice and my personal decision on something that I decided to do. For a good while, I was actually vegan, right? I was vegan, and I was like really trying to live that lifestyle and really trying to do that thing. Which is why I always say to you guys, like, it's really important for you to have a partner where you guys can be like on the same accord, right? Sometimes people will go to the depths of hell just to show you exactly how much they don't fuck with you. And at the end of the day, the only thing that you can really gather from that is that I wouldn't do that to you, right? Like I wouldn't do that to you. So you're just not my tribe. That's it. That's all. The things that I like to share with you guys as the collective is just figure that shit out quickly. You know what I mean? Figure that shit out faster and move forward faster. You know what I mean? Like don't wait years and years and years. You know? Because I'm sure there is some delicious man out there in this world that will never try to feed my kids pork. And that will never try to feed me pork. Swine is really what I wanted to call it when I came on this video. I liken that to poison. You know what I mean? Like, so you're trying to poison me out? So funny how it's the smallest thing. Like when you really come to a certain place, it's usually the smallest shit. Smallest shit. But it's really not nothing small. It's kind of big to me. You know something? There's a great big vast world out there. And there's many, many, many people out there as well. Not be a practicing Muslim anymore, but I still don't fuck with swine, you know? You know, you really think, a lot of times people think that it's like the really big shit that will tell you about who somebody is. It be the small shit. It be the little shit. It be the little shit like that. You know? But then you also kind of recognize how life is very funny about how things come back. You know? So I don't trip about it, you know what I mean? If I see something that's similar to something maybe that I might have done in the past, I recognize it for what it is and I keep pushing. I'm like, okay, I see that, I can understand that. So I'm gonna take this like that, but also distance has definitely been created, has been created. It will be for sure at this point because, nah, we're not doing that. Nothing that a little bottle of makeup, a little foundation, and some eyeliner won't fix. You know? See if I can find my little lashes. See if I can put some lashes on them. Nothing that a little eyeliner can't fix, honey. tell you what happened. Narcissism happened. That's what happened. Oh, true narcissism. Not just somebody doing something because it was their preference. No, we talk about real narcissism. When you can stare it right in the face and be like, oh yeah, that's crazy right there. Narcissism is reared its ugly head. And you know what? Cool. I know where you stand with me. I was about to say I know where I stand with you, but nah. Let's make it personal. I know where you stand with me. Because that's what's important here. That's where you stand with me, right? Alright, let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can manage to get this on there. Looking good. Let's try. You know something? Okay. Let me see. Is it good, girl? Is she good? Is she good? I guess I could probably try another lash tech. I told you, I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I stopped getting lash extensions because the bitch had my shit stuck together, okay? And I was like, oh hell no, right? First off, so I was like in a thing where I was like trying to figure out, trying to find a good lash tech, right? So one girl, the last girl I think I went to was, yeah, the last girl was the last girl. She had my lashes fucking stuck together. They were like really stuck together. It was itchy and I couldn't do that. And then another girl that I was going to, it was just kind of weird, you know, like I know, you know, this is the air. Thanks. So I guess I can give it another shot, another try, and see if I can find an actual lash tech that I like. I'll give it one more try. I do like my magnetics now, I'm not gonna lie. I like them, but I'm starting to get like, I don't want to have to, it's the daily maintenance of it all, and the way that it kind of operates. Let me see if it's going much bigger. So I guess I'll try to find another lash tech again. I have a girl that works in my office, but her lashes be looking real dramatic, and I'm just not with those types of lashes, you know, like they're cute for y'all, that's cute, but I don't want that many lashes. I don't want that many lashes, thanks, no. Okay. So, you know, at the end of the day, guys, here's the moral of the fucking story. Be ready and willing to walk away from any man who cannot respect your boundaries, who doesn't take the time to know, learn, understand who you are and what your needs are. There's so many others, but those are good enough. All right. Let me see. like it. So how is everybody out there doing? Hopefully you're doing well. I am doing interestingly. I'm gonna just use that word right now because the last 24 hours, bitch. If murder wasn't a crime, you know. People think they can just handle you any kind of which way, and you supposed to just take it? I need everybody to understand right now, we are no longer in the turn the other cheek stage. We most definitely in the eye stage, okay? Matter of fact, I think I always been on that type of time for real, because at the end of the day, it's not here for the bullshit, you know? Disagreements can happen, absolutely. We can have disagreements. The issue is when you... No. It's a big fat ass no for me. No. When you think you about to control the narrative because you got a fucking attitude? No. You think you can be unfair and unjust just because you got an attitude? That's crazy. It's real crazy that you thought that was gonna work out. So, you know how that goes. Alright, so let me get my charge out. Hold on, be right back. It's been a crazy 24 hours, I'll say that much. But it's also just a reminder, honestly. Just another day in crazy town. You know what I need to do? I need to go to the store and buy me a really pretty dress. Just a cute dress. I want a fluffy short dress, like a mini dress that's kind of fluffy and poofy out, you know? Maybe some thigh highs. Some new jewelry, some new accessories, you know, just be cute. Oh, I have, maybe some stilettos. Oh, I haven't been on stilettos in a minute. Can you even walk in stilettos anymore? We're gonna find out. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's so many comments. Hey, guys. Hot girl liner. Girl. Hey, girl goddess. I'm on. Rarity Travels. Hello. How are we today? Narcissism is dangerous. Don't I know it? It's extremely dangerous. Not only narcissism, but narcissism with victim mentality. That's a white woman disaster right there. That's a nigga waiting to be lynched. That's a terrible situation to be in, you know? Of course it can. Hey Kimberly, how are we? Sometimes. You know what? At the end of the day, there's always tomorrow. You know? Until there's not. Be careful with yourselves. Be careful with yourselves. Enough to not let certain things occur and go on. You know? All right, let's see what music we're going to switch to. T.I. is going to be dropping a new track soon. Hopefully he drops it. It's this. This is the snippet. But, you know, I just wanted to come in. Really, I just wanted to share those quick tidbits. Honestly, not too much. I'm going to go and do something right now. I do intend to come back a little later and do some readings. But not right now. The bear hibernate don't vote. When you see the giant sleeping, shouldn't have woke. I don't know how many times I told him, but please hop about my shoulder. Because you can't impress me with a big prayer, boy. The strongest for the longest I've been there, boy. I'm 3 in my city, know I'm in there. And I ain't number 3, what you getting at? I know the way you trying to pretend that the king won't get a sledgehammer for an insect. Listen now, build this bro, boy, wouldn't exist. Got a concrete crowd, boy, this shit don't even fit you. Big dog talking little shit, zoo. Come on, now you say you outdid who? Better settle down. Know the dog, boy, you hit it down. You know, I understand exactly what you're talking about with that comment, but I'm going to address it like this. The only reason why I'm addressing it like this is because I can kind of see how sometimes people think that. Let me just address it. Yes, but I think it's also important as well. When you're in connection with others, it's always important for both sides to have the ability to the understanding to, the willingness to be accountable for their own shit, right? Because sometimes people have a tendency to think that it's so funny, like sometimes people have a trigger and you got the same fucking trigger. And when they do it to you, it's like, oh, it's nothing, right? Like you're supposed to overlook it. But when you do it right back to them, now they have a problem with it, and now you're the reason why there's an argument here. See what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying. I understand it 100%, but also it's necessary for people to it's necessary for people to be able to be responsible for their own behaviors, their own actions. And the reality is that sometimes people don't see their own wrongdoings, which is why you have to point them out. Because if you don't point them out, they won't see what the fuck they did. And then if you point it out and the motherfucker don't correct it, that's kind of an issue. But, you know, I'm saying that because I recently had a situation come up with somebody. The thing about it is, by the time I snapped, I had dealt with this same behavior from this person multiple times and didn't say anything about it in previous times, right? So by the time that I was fed up with it and I snapped, now it just looks like I'm over here tripping, right? But in reality, 20 times before you've done that same behavior and you thought it was cool. And many times I've checked you about it. I said, don't do this or don't do that, right? So sometimes people, I think at the end of the day, we can all just be willing to look at ourselves and willing to correct ourselves when we're wrong, and also willing to acknowledge where we have been wrong, and not willing to acknowledge our wrongdoing, willing to take accountability for that, a lot of situations would turn out a lot better, right? But a lot of times what I've seen is that some people, they don't want to even see that they've done anything wrong, right? Because they want to find a reason to be upset with you about, right? I'm not looking for no reason to be upset, but you're damn sure not going to do shit to me, and when I respond to it, act like I'm the problem. We're not gonna be able to do that. We're not gonna be able to do that ever. So yeah, I feel you. I feel the exact same way. Yuck! But victim mentality is way worse than that. That's little shit. Victim mentality, though. Well, that's a motherfucker right there. Victim mentality is when somebody can completely paint themselves as a victim, even when they are 100% the fuck wrong. And the thing about it is, victim mentality is a very sinister type of thing. It's very sinister, you know? So be careful of that, because it's a sinister act. It's a sinister thing. You start seeing the person and you start realizing, like, this motherfucker is really building a storyline there, you know? Anyway, let me get up out of here. Thanks for tuning in.